Hello, welcome to Epiphany Lutheran Church in Richmond, Virginia. This is our Music Minute. We're taking a look at the hymns we'll be using tomorrow in worship. I'm Kevin Barger, the Director of Music Ministry, and we're glad you've joined us this evening. We're going to go all out of order today. So we're going to start with the sending hymn. That'll be This Little Light of Mine. I bet you know that one. And this is an African-American spiritual. A lot of people don't realize that, but it is. And it's a spin-off from Matthew 5:16, which if you know that verse, it is, let your light so shine before others that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. So this is actually a call and response kind of hymn, but not a call and response of an individual person. It is of an entire community. So a very talented musician, Horace Boyer, I don't think any relation to the Boyers in our congregation, created this harmonization which really brings the hymn to life. So we're going to open this evening with This Little Light of Mine. Ready to sing? Excellent. All right, we will move next to communion. And communion tomorrow is Let Us Break Bread Together. And this is also an African American spiritual. And it's rich with imagery on many, many levels. It was originally likely a signal that was associated with the gathering and protest related to Holy Communion in churches where the slaves were worshiping. Lord have mercy is referring to the Kyrie eleison, which we are very familiar with. Falling on your knees and facing the rising sun is thought to maybe be related to pagan or Islamic traditions. And so that's interesting. And then the slaves were frequently required to attend early church services. They weren't allowed to attend the later ones. They were expected to go back to the house and prepare dinner for those who were attending the later service. So they would be receiving communion facing the rising sun. And that's where all that comes from. This is Let Us Break Bread Together. Okay, we'll next move to our gathering hymn, God Whose Almighty Word. This is sung to the tune Italian Hymn. And what's unique about this hymn is that it is actually based on the first 3 verses of the Bible. It was written around 1813, and the tune comes from a collection that was written for a hospital, Lock Hospital, and that was a charitable Anglican institution, and it was not directly controlled by the bishop, so that kind of set it apart. And its composer was a fine violinist. Not that the hymn reflects violinistic, I don't know how you say that, but qualities, but it's an interesting little fact that brought that together. So this will be God Whose Almighty Word. I'm going to move over to the organ for this one. Short and to the point. Next, we will do our hymn of the day, Thy Strong Word. And this actually portrays the aspects of God's word that are not, calm and peaceful, which is somewhat unique. This focuses on things of God's word that cleave to darkness, breaking the light of salvation, breaking forth windows from the cross, and it explodes into this final Alleluia sort of thing at the end. Is written in 1954, so it's a more modern kind of thing, from Concordia Seminary in St. Louis, and it was actually written as a commencement processional, believe it or not. It's a Welsh tune, and Richard Hillard arranged this composition, and for those who might know some little trivia, Richard Hillard is known for LBW setting 1, or now ELW setting 3 of the liturgy. So this is Thy Strong Word. Hopefully my pages will cooperate. Such a powerful tune. Hopefully you enjoyed that. So thanks for joining us this evening as we looked at our hymns that we'll be using tomorrow on the 5th Sunday after Epiphany. Hard to believe, we'll be in Lent before we know it. If you're joining us in person tomorrow, worship is at 8:30 in the sanctuary and 11 o'clock in the sanctuary, and that service will be live streamed on our YouTube channel. Thanks again for joining. Have a great evening.